You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's show. And on today's show, Bleacher Report released its latest and greatest mock draft. We're going to break it all down for you guys right now here on Chat Sports. We'll go in chunks of 5 and then go one by one within those chunks here. So here you go. 1 through 5, Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren, Paulo Banchero, Jaden, Ivey, Keegan Murray. Let's go to Jabari Smith. At this point, it really feels like he's the clear favorite to be the number 1 overall pick. I wouldn't rule out Chet Holmgren, but it kind of feels like things are heading in that direction for Jabari Smith, the forward out of Auburn. My guy Chase Sr. comped him to Michael Porter Jr., and if he can be healthy, that's a potential 25-point scorer for the Orlando Magic. They need guys who can come in and contribute right away. Jabari Smith would completely do that. Chet Holmgren going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, one of the more polarizing players in this draft. What does that mean for this Thunder team if they draft him? Who knows? I worry about his weight long term, but he's very skilled. He can put the ball on the deck. He can block shots. He can do a little bit of everything. It'll be fascinating to see if he goes number 1 or number 2. Paulo Banchero out of Duke. Really good scorer. Needs to improve on the other end, but he's got good size. He can play stretch 4. He can play some small forward for you as well. I think he's got one of the best mid-range games in this draft. I think that's a pretty good pick for the Houston Rockets. Jaden Ivey out of Purdue. Really good year for the Boilermakers going to Sacramento. He's got some good ball handling, good attacker of the basket. Needs to improve the jumper a little bit, but I like that fit for Sacramento playing next to De'Aaron Fox. Then Keegan Murray, one of the best pure scorers in this draft, out of Iowa, can play some small ball 5, can also play that 4 position as well. He lands with the Detroit Pistons. Who do you guys think will go number 1 in the NBA draft this year? Who's going to be the number 1 overall pick? Predict it for us right now in the comment section of this video. This will be the pinned comment on today's show, so go ahead, reply right there. 6 through 10 here, Benedict Mathurin to the Pacers, Dyson Daniels to the Portland Trailblazers, Shaedon Sharpe to the Pelicans, Jalen Duran to the San Antonio Spurs, then Johnny Davis out of Wisconsin going to the Washington Wizards. Benedict Mathurin at number 6. I know Chase is really high on him. I'm high on him too. The son of a gun dropped 30 on my alma mater TCU in the NCAA tournament, but smooth stroke, good athlete, needs to improve defensively, but he's got positional versatility. I like that quite a bit. Dyson Daniels for the G League Ignite. Little bit of Derek White in his game, can handle, can play on ball, can play off ball. I think early in his career, he's a guy that should come off the bench, but I think he could evolve into a starter down the road. Shaedon Sharpe, where's he going to go in this draft? Is he going to go top 5? Is he going to go outside the top 10? Obviously didn't end up playing at Kentucky, but he goes number 8 to New Orleans here. Certainly a lot of upside. Jalen Duran, the center out of Memphis, goes number 9 to San Antonio. And then Johnny Davis out of Wisconsin. I think one of the more polished two-way players in this draft. The shot selection needs to improve, but Wisconsin did ask him to do a lot last year. I think he's got really good potential as an isolation scorer and as an on-ball defender. Now, basketball fans, the NBA draft is going to be here next Thursday, June 23rd, and draft hats are out. And even if your team doesn't have a pick, hats are still available. Chatsports.com/NBA draft hats. We got hats for all 30 NBA teams, not just the flat bills either, some of the curve bill styles. Mavs don't even have a pick anymore. You can still get that hat. That hat's pretty clean, by the way, as well. I like the look of all these. If you're a flat bill guy, these are a really good deal for you. Chatsports.com/NBA draft hats. Link in the comments and in the description of this video. Go pick one up today before the NBA draft. All right, 11 through 15 here. Malachi Branham from Ohio State. A.J. Griffin out of Duke. They go to the Knicks and then OKC. Mark Williams lands with Charlotte. Ochai Agbaji goes to Cleveland. And then Jeremy Sohan out of Baylor lands with the Charlotte Hornets at 15 as well. We'll start with Branham out of Ohio State, landing with the Knicks at number 11. Interesting pick here. I think he could go a little bit later in the lottery, maybe even slip out. He goes 11 here, though. A.J. Griffin, Mark Williams, back-to-back Duke prospects. They're going to have a few guys go in the first round. Oklahoma City gets another quality piece. I think Williams is an interesting player. What's his role in the NBA? That's going to be fascinating to see play out. Ojai Abaji, who I watched quite a bit at Kansas, 4-year starter. I like this for Cleveland. That's a team that was on the cusp this year of being a quality playoff team, kind of faded down the stretch, but he's a guy who can plug in and give you minutes as a rookie, as a good three-point shooter, and a guy who can defend a little bit as well. Then Jeremy Sohan, good athlete. I like him going to Charlotte at number 15. I think his game actually meshes pretty well with LaMelo Ball. Who's your favorite player in this year's NBA draft? Let me know down in the comment section below. Favorite player doesn't have to be, someone who's going to be the number one pick like a Jabari Smith or Chet Holmgren. Just favorite overall player. I want to hear it from you guys. All right, 16 through 20 here. Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara goes to Atlanta. Ousmane Dieng goes to Houston. E.J. Liddell out of Ohio State goes to Chicago. Tari Eason goes to Minnesota at 19. And then Jalen Terry out of Arizona goes to the San Antonio Spurs. Jalen Williams, let's talk about him for a little bit here on this mock draft. Interesting prospect out of Santa Clara. He's been rising up boards. I like him a lot. I wanted Dallas to be in the mix for him at 26. This mock draft has him going way higher. Obviously, Mavs don't have their pick anymore. But I think he's a guy that has a lot of upside, can really score, good versatility as well. Ousmane Dieng played over in New Zealand, goes to the Rockets here at number 17 overall. Chase comped him to Evan Turner. I think that's pretty interesting. Turner at his peak, combo guard with size that could defend as well, put the ball on the deck. If Dieng can turn into that type of player, I like that quite a bit. Remember, Turner went number 2 overall in the draft when he came out. E.J. Liddell. So E.J. Liddell out of Ohio State can play forward, can play center. I like him long-term as like a really small ball 5 that can stretch the floor. We'll see if he ends up being that type of player. That'll be interesting for Chicago because they're a team that could be moving Nikola Vucevic. Tari Eason, number 19, to Minnesota. And then Dalen Terry out of Arizona has also been moving up draft boards. He lands with San Antonio here at number 20. The NBA draft, like we said, 6 days away, and myself and Chase Sr. will bring you every single pick of not just the first round, but the second round as well. We'll go live probably 2 hours early next Thursday, and then we'll bring you every single pick. Full analysis from us here at Chat Sports. Don't miss any of it. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. We'll have you covered throughout the 2022 NBA draft. All right, we won't spend as much time as we go down the road here. Ty Washington, talk about him for a sec. He goes 21 to Denver. A little bit of Sharif Cooper in his game. I think he's a little bit raw, but there's some upside there. Walker Kessler, what is he in the NBA? Like, I feel like 5 years from now, he's either going to have a nice little role or he's going to be playing overseas. He's more of an old school type of center. We'll see. We'll see what he ends up being. That's an interesting pick for Memphis. Maybe if they move on from Steven Adams, he could give you a little bit of that. But I'm not completely convinced. Jaden Hardy out of the G League Ignite. He's kind of all over the map on these mock drafts. I've seen him go in the lottery. I've seen him slip out of the first round. 23 feels proper to Philadelphia. Blake Wesley out of Notre Dame goes 24 to the Milwaukee Bucks. And then Ishmael Kamagadi out of Paris goes 25th overall. Classic Spurs pick. They love their international prospects. Does your favorite team have a first-round pick this year? Mine does not. The Mavericks no longer have a first-round pick, but they do have Christian Wood. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Does your favorite team have a first-round pick? Well, in this draft, Bleacher Report dropped it before the Christian Wood trade. It was Nikola Jovic to Dallas at 26. Houston has that pick now, obviously. Bleacher Report might update their mock and, change who they pick there. But Jovic goes 26. Marjon Beauchamp, G League Ignite, he goes to Miami at 27. Jake LaRavia goes to Golden State at number 28 out of Wake Forest. Kennedy Chandler, one of the most explosive athletes in this draft. I think at 29, that's good value for Memphis. That's an athletic basketball team, and I think adding a guy like him to come off the bench makes sense. Then Wendell Moore Jr., the forward out of Duke, lands with the Denver Nuggets. So there you go. That's Bleacher Report's latest mock draft. Grade the mock. How did they do? Remember, it's not my mock, it's theirs. I'm just bringing it to you guys. Type A, B, C, D, or F. Grade this mock draft from Bleacher Report.